we have the Josh Bearden deck, the Josh Bearden special, where you just kind of give the middle finger of the format. We have Burn versus Scam.
Yeah.
So this should be very quick.
Oh, hey, we don't know that.
Yeah, who knows? They could mulligan to 3, and we just don't do anything.
Yeah, so we're back on table 1. It looks like we're stuttering just a little bit, but hopefully it just messes up a little bit. All right. So, getting ready on here. I don't know if they've rolled on the side. So left side we have Burn, and we have Scam on this side. He's not up a game. Let me go ahead and switch that back up for us. Look at me being a professional. There we go. Transition that. Now here, honestly, I think Burn has the upper hand.
I like this side for Burn in a lot of ways. And like Coffee Money alluded to earlier, Burn really needs, or I'm sorry, Scam rather, really needs to get a grief out aggressively.
Yep.
Thoughtseize against Burn is definitely not where you want to be.
Yep. And it does look like Scam did win the die roll. So Scam is going to get the choice of play or draw, which I'm no expert, but I'm assuming that we're going to be on the play here. So. All right.
What's your opponent's name? We'll probably do theirs.
Sorry, we're grabbing the deck list real quick, so we're going to mute up. All right, so we missed the first plays on all that, but all that seems to have happened is a Ragavan has been played, and then on Shane's side, looks like we are playing Mountain, shuffling up real quick, and then most likely going to kill the Ragavan. This camera's stuttering a little bit. We might need to reset this one or something after this game. Because their hands are moving too fast. And that does look like a lightning bolt. I assume. There's like 30 arts for lightning bolt now. Something killed the creature. I'm assuming it's a lightning bolt.
Yeah, that's a bolt.
Yeah, I mean, that's the right play you do. You got to kill the monkey.
You got to do what you got to do, and so many of your spells are just so redundant. You're eventually going to find another one that it's just another bolt. So
for sure. All right.
And what's worse is you definitely don't want... Conversely, you don't want a Ragavan going buck wild and then getting your bolts, because then they can actually race you.
Yeah.
So, gotta bite the bullet there.
All right. Our cameras are messing up just a little bit, so we might want to turn it off and turn it back on in a second. That, or we can see if we can reconnect real quick, because it looks like we are frozen on this side. So guys, just give us 1 second. We have technical difficulties. So here, we're going to power this off. Go back in here. It's still stuttering just a little bit, but I'm going to go for the reset. So it looks like we do have a grief on here. So what I'm seeing on here is a Goblin Guide, Rift Bolt, Skull Crack, and I see
a Bone Crusher Giant.
And we are Malachor rebirthing this.
Yep. So
to take. This is why I think grief needs to be out of the format, because this is way too powerful. I think scamming I would be happy if Fury leaves. But I think that grief needs to go because of this reason right here. You you 3 for 2 them, and you select the 2 that you want.
Yes.
So you're able to just take away some of the removal, take away some of this stuff.
Yep. And I've never really been one to enjoy banning cards and that kind of banter. But it definitely does kind of muddle the line between being, a very good card and then just very strong, and then also just very broken.
Too. Look at that. He just stomped it in response. He just Undying Evil to then hit his cards again.
Yep. So yeah, this is essentially the exact recipe you want on the Scam side, just because now not only is he taking his cards and basically keeping his threat. If you look at Shane's hand, they're all 2 drops.
Yep.
He's not being mana efficient at all. With Burn, you want to use all your mana, and each individual land needs to tap for a spell. You want to go Bolt, you want to go Skewer, Lava Spike, and right now Shane's not doing that, and Ben's life total is at a healthy 15. So yeah, it's definitely going to be an uphill battle for Team Burn here.
I did realize something. I forgot to put a life total up there. Give me 1 second. I will be back. Professionals. Professionals.
We are professionals. And look, for all of you watching, we appreciate you being patient with us with these technical difficulties. This is our first live stream of an RCQ, and we plan on doing many, many more of these. So for those of you who are watching now, who knows, maybe 2 or 3 years down the line, you'll look back and go, you know what? I remember those guys when they were just a bunch of jabronis who didn't even know how to unmute the mic. And as I'm going over that, it looks like Ben will take down game 1 with Scam. And like I mentioned, even though this matchup, I do think it favors Burn, that's basically essentially the exact recipe you want on the Scam side. Ren's Reverie, welcome back, friend.
Yeah, so I literally walked in there, handed him the app. He's like, don't bother. We're done here. Then you can see we're going to here. So let's go ahead and check out the boards. So we're gonna have Burn on the play. So I've got Ben's sideboard, which consists of 3 Blood Moon, 1 Bone Crusher, 3 Chalice of the Void, 1 Fatal Push, 2 Hidetsugu Consumes All, 1 Pithing Needle, 3 Shieldred, 1 Takenuma. So
I'll let you start off with what do you think is most important? There are a couple I think that are really good, and I would say it starts off with Shieldred. Shieldred
Shieldred turns out it's really good against Burn for some
really good
crazy
against Burn.
reason.
Gums up the board. It is a little slow. I'm actually not too hot with Chalice of the Void. I think your 1-drops are so important in this matchup because obviously you get to scam, you get to put your grief back in play. So I kind of like keeping Chalice in.
Honestly, with this board, what I kind of like is I kind of like 3 Shieldred, and because he's on the draw, I don't like Chalice as much.
That's right. I agree.
I like 3 Shieldreds. I'm curious why the Takanuma's in the board, but I would do 3 Shieldred, and I would probably replace, like, maybe probably Ragavan. I don't think
Ragavan on the draw is not very robust against Burn, I found. That's just the world's greatest Searing Blaze target. As for Shane's side, on their sideboard, they have 2 Wear Tears, 3 Sanctifier and Vec, 4 Roiling Vortex, 2 Smash to Smithereens, 2 Path to Exile, and 2 Skullcrack. Immediately, the card that reaches out to me
is Path to Exile.
Is Path to Exile and Sanctifier and Vec.
I feel like this match is not favored for Burn, but on the sideboard, I feel like there's a lot more tools that they can utilize, especially that Sanctifier, especially that Path to Exile. Smash to Smithereens not really doing anything here. Rolling Vortex could actually see some play on the play because it hits the elementals.
It does hit the elementals.
I don't think it's as good though. If it was 1 mana, oh my god, that'd be incredible.
I think what you want to. I think it's more so just Sanctifier. It gums up the board. It just completely stifles your clock. Now, granted, it's not if that's your only threat. It's again because Grief for some reason has Menace.
It had Menace.
It had Menace. So shout out to the Southern Magic podcast. But Sanctifier is just it stops the griefs. You can't really kill it, and that's where you want to be. And of course, Path to Exile triggers prowess, and it gets rid of their single-tier threats. Thanks, Dan. Shout out to our Birmingham native judge, Dan.
Yeah. Now, while we're doing this, I know a lot of people are in here today, and we really appreciate y'all. I will say that this channel is run by 6 people. We try to run Magic content every day, usually about 5 to 6 days. We like to run Modern Leagues, Legacy Leagues, Pioneer Leagues, really any competitive 1v1 format. So this is a great opportunity. We want to do stuff like this more often. Thank you. We want to do stuff like this more often, judging tournaments and whatnot. But day to day, you're going to be seeing a lot of leagues running, a lot of challenges and whatnot. So yeah, just a little about our channel while we're shuffling up because it's Burn versus Scam. So we're waiting on it. I think you called him Tim. His name is Dan.
Chat, what did I call him? Did I call him Tim again?
It's Dan.
If so,
Dan is his name. You keep calling him Tim though.
I hope
he does look like a Tim.
He does look like a Tim, and you know what? I really hope he thinks I was ironically saying that. Because if I had said Tim,
he's gonna run you over the parking lot.
It was 100% unironic.
We're gonna go to Purple Onion after this, and he's just gonna meet you in the parking lot.
We do have the coolest emotes ever. If you subscribe to us, you will see some of the most beautiful emotes that you'll ever see. You will also see one with me on there.
Yeah,
most vain thing possible.
It's a really good one.
Coffee Money, you put it over there. And for those of you wondering, that was after an Alabama football game, and I take them a little too seriously. So
that's the South. You take it as seriously as you need to. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the game. Oh yeah, Ren was the one that did make these emotes. So if you're looking for emotes,
shout out to Ren's Reverie.
Sounds like an awesome person. I'll contact you later about follower emotes. We actually can't make them until We're 30 days in the stream.
Well, all right. Well, that answers our question about the chalice on Ben. Ben seems to really like the chalice being revealed off the Goblin Guy trigger.
Fine. I do think it's better on the draw, but I mean, hey, he made the judgment call here, and chalice on one's still good on turn 2. I'm just saying, like, it's not as good, and he did not take out the Ragavans.
Yeah, I've always found that to be really strange. It's really you're walking a fine line with chalice decks, especially when you run 1-drops of your own.
Yep.
So as you see, Ben is really walking that tightrope, playing the Ragavan while having Chalice of the Void. You want to go ahead and get him out early because otherwise they're just going to rot in your hand. And we have another. Sure. This is an extremely aggressive play. If he has a bolt for that Goblin Guy,
he does.
And this is an extremely fast start for Shane. Because not only is he getting in there with Goblin Guy, Ben had to shock in for that Blood Crypt. He's going to have to fetch. This is, and he didn't get a land off this Goblin Guy trigger.
I think it is a necessary one, though, because we do know that there is a Chalice on there, and Ben. So basically, Shane's going to make him cast it right here, and basically Shane is wanting to get all the 1-drops out of his hand. Yep. So he's hoping that basically this is going to be enough power on the board.
Yep.
So
just their life total's got him at 11. If Ben plays a Chalice,
he's going in for the
grief.
Probably going to see if the Chalice actually does anything here to get out the fetch, and as you can see,
we have
it does not. I think there's a
Skull Crack, Bone Crusher Giant, and Lightning Helix.
Yep. So as I said, like he dumped his hand because he knew the Chalice was coming. He can't Chalice on 2. I think Ben is in a weird situation right here. Yeah. It's good. But
I think you take
debating on what to take.
The Bone Crusher Giant seems the most attractive to me, just because it's just a threat that repeats itself.
Yeah.
Skull Crack is just kind of awkward. Lightning Helix might be the best one, just because it's a race.
This makes me think he doesn't have a
scammer, because he would have already just snapped it off. Right?
He would have taken both the kill spells. He would have taken both the kill spells because they trade for this, and then you see all he has is Skull Crack in hand. So he's taking the Bone Crusher because it is the 2-for-1.
It's the value.
That does leave the field. I'm guessing. Okay, he went ahead and passed, so he doesn't even want to fetch to get the Dothi out. Shane's showing him the cards to make sure he knows what's coming.
And this seems like it's going to be a tough one for Ben to win. Not to say they can't do it. I mean, they may have Bowmasters in hand, if I had to guess.
Bowmaster? Yeah. Oh, he drew the third Goblin Guy.
Drew the third Goblin Guy.
Shine in the glare. Look at that. All right.
In its glory.
There's a Terminate.
And fetch. So with the other 2 triggers on the stack, try to get a land here.
Yep. Shuffle that up. That's going to put him to 10. Oh, goodness. Oh, Ben. Oh, he got the Swamp.
Yep. Yeah, I wonder what. Probably another Terminate, maybe another removal spell, but this is just so much pressure. And the other thing, not only is it so much pressure, Ben himself, they're not applying any pressure.
This is what I was saying. So, like, I don't think Chalice is that good in this matchup.
David Bowe! Shout out to Papa Shane. Hey, shout out to you, my friend. Congratulations on your win the other day.
Yep,
and if you haven't already, go ahead and give us a follow.
Okay. All right, so he has made a. So as you see, he did do Orchestra Bowmaster. He's targeting 1, and then he is blocking with that to get rid of one of those. He is going to block another one. Okay, block here, and then he's going to go to 9.
Yep.
Or 8. Oh yeah, he did take it off the.
Did take it. So they did in fact have the Bowmaster. So now they have.
Now he has a
fatal push. So he will be able to get some parity, but he missed a land drop, and that's going to be tough.
That's why he's kind of okay with these Goblin Guides hitting, because he was able to get 2 looks off of that. So,
ooh, Taylor Swift Spears in the house.
Swift Spear.
For all you Travis Kelce fans, all right,
yeah.
We finally get a Blackcleave Cliffs.
Yep, we do get a Swamp here and a Blackcleave Cliffs. So we do have the lands. He's going to Fatal Push 1. That is going to take him down to 5, though.
But that's lethal in play, essentially.
There's lethal in play. We know that there's a Skullcrack in hand, right?
A Skullcrack and a Lightning Helix. So
I think this might be GG, but we'll see how this plays out. We know the Fatal Push is out. We know there's a Chalice on there, which it looks like he's going to go ahead and cast it for 1.
Yep.
So he's got to do that to hope that he doesn't hit a bolt. But if
that's
he
game.
Remembers right, yeah, that is there. And looks like
that is lethal in play as long as he remembers his prowess trigger. And even if he doesn't, I mean, it's 3 + 2.
Yeah,
so I mean, we're done here.
3 + 2 equals dead Ben. So unalive Ben. There we go.
Playing for information reveals another Blackcleave Cliffs, I believe, and then for combat, another Skullcrack, and that'll be it.
All right, we're going to game 3. And it's exactly what we thought. We got freaking. We have, whoever was on the play did well. We'll see if it changes up. I love it.
Yep. It really, in my opinion, it really comes down to grief. If Ben can just 3 for 2 Shane, keep the cards he selects, gums up Shane with a bunch of 2-mana burn spells to where he can't curve out, then Ben should have a good shot. But
For sure,
if Shane is able to just tee off on that turn, and not even necessarily with Goblin Guy, but being as mana efficient as possible, getting 1 mana burn spells, 1 mana creatures, then he'll have a good shot. So it'll be very interesting to see how this game 3 plays out. And see if any more sideboard cards come out, because Shane really didn't do anything different. Shane just had didn't see any.
Shane just did the burn thing.
Yeah, didn't see any sanctifiers. Didn't see any.
Play one drop, turn drop, bolt. Didn't matter. Didn't even matter on the grief. It's like you looked at that hand. It's like I think I'm just done here.
And for those of you just joining, we are in round 3 of our 27-player Modern RCQ here at Gear Gaming Birmingham.
That is correct. We are going to be doing 5 rounds today with a cut to top 8. We will be covering the top 8. As far as I know, we will be covering most of top 8. We'll see if there's any splits or anything like that. Yep. But no, it's been going great so far. We actually have 2 feature match areas. We have yet to use the second one. Because the one that we watch has gone to game 3 every time, or the one previously that y'all didn't get to see was our Rhinos player from round 1 playing against Oops All Spells. Yeah. And Oops actually lost.
You guys got cheated.
Yeah, y'all got cheated.
You got cheated out of a good round.
Yeah, now we saw Amulet versus...
We got to see a sweet Amulet game with...
Amulet versus Red Green Saga. Yep. Very unique.
Featuring Southern Magic alumnus, Grantis Mantis.
Yeah. We have 3 of our 5 guys... of our 6 guys playing today. One of them has already lost, which was one of our Merfolk players, and then we have lost... Let's see, what's the others? Grant, I believe, is 2-0, and then our Jonathan is also 2-0. So we have 2 2-0s, an 0-2, and then Matt is also 2-0. Well, actually, our guys are actually doing really good.
Our guys are doing really well.
I think that's right, yeah. Oh my goodness, but all right, so here we go. Okay. All right, we're just going ahead and starting it here.
Really
all right.
For time.
All right, sorry we're muting for just a second, but all right. So we're going to go ahead and deal out, and let's see what happens.
Yep. Rin's Reverie slowly soaking up magic content. Hey, look, the more you stick around with us, by the end of this, you will know more than my dad at this game. And that man knows an infinite amount. All right, so we're resolving mulligans here. It looks like Ben is going down, which is
probably going for that scam start.
You got to get a scam start, but I tell you what, that's big in this matchup. Especially, it looks like Shane looked at his hand, saw a couple of lands and some burn spells, and said, keeping it, baby.
Yep. Scoop, please, thank you so much for the follow. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. While they're resolving mulligans, I'm going to be unprofessional, and I'm going to go get water because I thirst.
Can you get one of these?
Yeah.
This one still has stuff in it.
Okay.
Oh, and a snack if you're feeling generous.
Oh, I got you.
Yep. Harget's such a good guy. Good guy, Harget. Shout out to Harget. Chat, if you're a big fan of Harget618, send an emote. Give a shout out to him. Grabbing your boy Josh a drink. Alright, so looks like we're still resolving mulligans here. Because he's going to have to go down to 6 at least. And that's very critical. I mean, if he goes down to 5, it's going to be very... it's not impossible, but it's going to be very difficult. Looks like he's just going to go down to 6, though. Harget do be great, though. I agree. Harget is great. He's the guy. Hydration, yes, hydration is important. And for you beautiful people in the chat, we need to stay hydrated so we don't wake up with a sore throat tomorrow. Harget height. That's right, Peachy Honey Bun. All right, so now we start off with, I believe that's a Blackcleave Cliffs. And we got Taylor Swift Spear in the house swinging in just for 1. Shout out to all you Chiefs fans out there. Having some hot cocoa over here. Hey, look, we're starting to get some sweater weather, and I'm all for it. I woke up this morning with a short sleeve shirt, and it was brisk. Nice and brisk. Okay, so now turns goes over to Ben. I wonder what he's thinking about here. He could have anything. He may have a grief hand. May have a scam hand. Bruh, hoodie with some shorts. You already know what that October Alabama weather's like, David. MTG David, or as they call you at that other place, Donald Vo. Chalice on 1. That is a very, very that's pretty good. Luckily for Shane, it's not all for naught. He does have a does have a Swift Spear, so he will be able to get his Chalice trigger, get his Prowess triggers through rather.
I'm back. Who's having Sad Christmas?
Looks like Shane is going to have Sad Christmas depending on what kind of hand they have. Ben
All right.
just resolved a Chalice on one. However, Shane does have a Swift Spear in place, so you will be able to get your Prowess triggers off. But it's obviously you're going to leave a lot of damage off the table.
This is what I was mentioning too, because like you can see the power of Chalice on one on the play versus the draw. On the draw, it did nothing.
Last game on the draw, it literally didn't matter.
Yeah.
So,
all right. So we did get a Bone Crusher Stomp on here to get the Prowess trigger, getting him down to 15. Okay, he must have missed a fetch or something. I know he swung last turn and then went in there.
Yep.
That's what it was. All right. All right.
So 30 Fahrenheit, 30 degrees. I could not imagine that. That is stay inside, work from home weather.
It is nice right now. We're finally getting into that nice fall weather. I saw a post and I always think about it this time of year. October is like the Friday of the year. Like October is just everything is like cool. The leaves are changing. Like it's cooling down. Like everybody who's just going out to do fall festival stuff. It is so nice.
All right, so
here.
Shane plays a Bone Crusher Giant.
Which
oddly
oddly
is really good. Good in this.
No, it's actually very, very good.
And I was listening to your banner.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm not going to lie, though. It seems like this is bad news for Shane because the way that Ben just slammed down that fetch, I feel like we're about to see the queen herself make an appearance. And if that is true, if the queen herself, Sheoldred, gets slammed down here, that's going to be very bad.
It's just
it's just grief. It's just grief. Never mind.
It's just grief. Okay.
I got excited for nothing. Not really excited.
Excited.
I was feeling dread for nothing.
You were excited to see Mommy, but Mommy did not work. Okay, so we have a lot of one drops, so I feel like I don't see what the far left card is, but we have a Riftbolt Goblin Guide and a Monastery Swift Spear on here and an Arid Mesa. So if that left card isn't great, you probably just take the Riftbolt here because that's the only thing that can really trigger.
The other cards are dead.
Yeah. So it looks like he is getting that card. So I'm going to guess it's Skullcrack. Oh, it's Lightning Heal. Okay, yeah, that's the right call. So, it's 3 Fahrenheit. You see over here in the south,
if it's 3 degrees Fahrenheit, we go into a state of emergency.
We really do. It is state of emergency. We've actually shut down. The city has shut down before because it was so cold. And by so cold, I mean actually like 10 degrees, which is like 2, 3. No, sorry, it's like -3 Celsius or something like that. All right, Peachy, thank you so much for the 10 bits. I appreciate that.
And shout out to all of you who are watching us right now on this Sunday afternoon, Sunday morning. I don't know exactly where we're at right now. Yeah, just Sunday afternoon. And for those of you who haven't followed yet, go ahead and give us a quick follow. That really supports the channel, really helps us out. We have a lot. This is just the beginning of a lot of content that we plan on producing. So if you haven't, give us a little follow, and you'll be glad you did. Coming back to the game now, it looks like we have a trade-off between Bone Crusher and Grief.
That makes me think that he's got a follow-up here.
Yes.
Maybe a Fury. I don't know. Fury right here would be good. Maybe Shieldred. Let's see what happens.
Joe Chaney, shout out to you. Thanks for the follow, bud. And Peach Honey Bun, shout out. That's right. Thanks, guys.
All right, Mommy has hit the field.
Now there she is. And now, as Will alluded to earlier, we talk about sad Christmas a lot.
Yeah, this is
the saddest Christmas.
This is the saddest Christmas indeed.
This is the part of the Christmas Carol where we find out that he died and never existed.
They were ghosts all along.
Yes, this is sad Christmas, especially if you happen to be the person.
We do get the Riftbolt on here and the Lightning Helix.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
It's gone! All right, there's a chance. Okay, so we're at the part of the Christmas special, like an hour.
He wants to live.
Yes.
He wants to live.
Yes. All right, there's hope.
There is hope.
You think they know we're rooting for someone, or do you think like we're not really rooting for someone? We're just rooting against Shieldred.
We're rooting against Shieldred.
That's what we're really doing. All right, that made me feel nice.
I feel something now.
I feel something now. I feel like maybe Christmas was
Christmas
all along.
Yeah, and Shane still has cards in hand.
Yeah.
So, I wonder if Shane
I
wonder if Shane even considered bringing in Smash Smithereens because of Chalice. It's hard to imagine that he would.
Yeah.
But it might be something worth considering just because he's already seen it. No one likes you, Shieldred. You can't sit. I agree. You cannot sit with us. On Wednesdays, we wear pink, and on Sundays, we do not let that card live.
Yes.
Because that card, If you're playing, really, if you're not
You
playing,
want to call Ben's just going to draw and slam another one, and
Yeah.
we're just going to go to the next.
If
We're going to watch the next.
If Ben plays another one, you're gonna see the please stand by.
Yeah,
remote
please
come on.
stand
you're
by.
Gonna, you're gonna hear that. You're gonna hear the elevator music play, and we're gonna move on.
We're going to go watch whatever the next match is.
There's no more.
There is no.
Shieldred ban
I
win.
don't know if they'll ban.
They won't
Shieldred.
ban it, but because in modern it's just whatever. I tell you what though, have you ever, and if you guys haven't seen it already, feel free to check out our YouTube channel at Southern Magic, where me and Matt Krausen played Rakdos Ring with Beseech the Mirror. And if you haven't resolved a Peer to the Abyss with a Shieldred play, you have not lived. Seeing that happen was worth 10 games of Magic.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now we just have a staring contest where everyone's kind of doing a bunch of nothing. If I had to guess, Ben probably has nothing but Fatal Pushes and Ragavans
That's what
and
I'm guessing.
Undying
The Chalice
spells.
is kind of biting him in the butt.
Mass Crouton, you
Now,
know
to
the guy.
to be fair, Ben played a scam to get that out, and there's
another grief.
So I'm guessing it's going to hit a bunch of one draw. We know a Goblin Guide's in the hand. We know that there's I believe a Monster, a Swiss Spear.
Two Goblin Guides
And
a Swiss Spear. Yep.
All right, so the unknown was a Swiss Spear, so he doesn't. Can you choose not to take? I mean,
Yeah.
he doesn't really care.
That's where I would look at Shane. I'd say, you know what? You choose.
Yep. No, I'm right there with you, honestly.
Now, this is where, interesting enough, though, if Shane ever gets some cycle lands, that's where these can be very important because Ben's clock is not very robust. It's only 3 damage, and Shane can still, I mean, if Shane gets some more prowess, or if he can actually get some prowess activations, he might be able to pull through. This is where a card like Sanctifier and Vec would just be insane.
Yes.
If he can rip a Sanctifier and Vec, that can be the difference in this match.
No, for sure. All right, let's see. Going to Shane's turn, drawing a card. Don't know what it is. Probably.
Oh
red.
my God!
It's
Oh my God! Oh my God! My God! You speak it into existence.
That's a good card.
That is a good card.
That's a good card, guys.
That is really bad for Ben.
Speaking into existence. All right, what's next? Who wins in the Shieldred versus
Well, I think
Sanctifier Invect?
I think
matchup?
Shieldred, unfortunately, just
Yeah.
because you literally gain the amount of life that they deal.
God, the hype broke the camera.
Yep. The hype. We got too excited. We just destroyed all the Wi-Fi in Hoover, Alabama.
Yeah, we just yelled the Wi-Fi out. So, oh goodness.
All right. Well, not to say that we're picking any favorites here.
Yeah. No.
As you can see, we are extremely impartial here at Southern Magic. But there are cards, and there are cards that are fun, and one of these cards are funner than the other.
Is it Shieldred? Shieldred's a fun card.
And shout out to the Burn matchup in 2023. I remember years ago, you literally all you had were just bolts.
You're
and
a core Firewalker.
Yeah, core
That's
Firewalker.
all, yeah.
Nowadays you have a Sanctifier and Vec. We need a judge.
Oh, we got the judge.
We
We got the judge paper. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. That's how we call judge here.
Drew's getting them.
Yeah. Drew's got it. Yeah, we're good.
They got the wrong one though. They didn't get the.
They didn't get the fun one.
They
I
didn't
have
get the-
Judge, Help, and Ayudar. So those are our.
Yeah.
Those are our messages that we have.
I wonder what the question is. It appears it's about the ETB trigger for Sanctifier and Vec.
I bet it is. Do you think they maybe missed it?
Well, it's not a missable trick. It's one of those things where if nothing has been affected, then it will still resolve.
Yeah.
So I don't think that matters.
We actually have a spotter right now, so what we'll do is we'll go get that person. Oh, I think they are done. Let me go ask what that judge
Our
call
table
is.
spotter. Shout out to Drew Anderson, another
who
alum,
lives at
who's another alumnus of Southern Magic Enterprises Corporation. All right, so looks like we're moving to combat. Go to 7. And this is just looking pretty bad for Ben. If Ben needs to resolve a Shieldred now, and I mean now, because Shane essentially has a True Name Nemesis in play, and Shane, although Chalice is gumming up his hand, he's eventually going to draw his Boros Charms and his Rift Bolts and his Skewer the Critics. So Ben needs a Shieldred now. He needs it yesterday, technically, but he needs it now.
So I got back. So just ask the judge, what the call was, just so we know on here. It was Sanctifier. They forgot. He forgot the trigger.
Okay.
For it. So the trigger, they asked the opponent if they want to put the trigger on the stack. the opponent declined. So those cards are still in the yard.
Okay.
I don't think it'll matter.
It's not going to
much.
matter. The only way it would matter is with Croxa, and even Croxa would just get exiled with Sanctifier. So Shane is S tier community. Shane is the Gary Campbell, the godfather of the Birmingham Magic community.
He really does help.
And shout out to Shane. If you are someone and you need a deck or you need help with something, he will be there for you.
Yeah.
All right, we've just gotten word that our last feature match player, Grant, another member of Southern MTG, is now 3-0. So shout out to Grant.
So Grant, the Amulet player, is going to be most likely in the top 8. So I will say that after this round, we probably will not be watching any of the XOs anymore. We're probably going to be watching the X1, so it's going to be a little bit tighter.
A little tighter, a lot more suspenseful. And
Yep.
it'll be fun. And unfortunately, Grant will not be in the commentary because they won't be able to get access to deck lists.
That's true.
So.
Yeah, that is true. But we can get Mr. Drew Anderson. Grant is 3-0.
Grant is 3-0.
Grant is 3-0 right now. I believe Mass Crouton was 2-0 last I checked.
Yep. So they're definitely if Matt can pull this one out, we will have 2 alumni at least locked in top 8, which is quite adorable.
I feel like we should be paying attention.
Paying attention to this match, it is very critical. Ben is obviously thinking about something.
Excuse me. Dying.
I can't tell if we're still on Ben's turn or if we're in mid-combat on Shane's turn. But I tell you what, that Sanctifier in Vec, I just happened to throw it out there, mentioning it, but it's so huge.
This reminds me of a judge call that I had one time. So I'm a judge also. We had a judge call once that was this type of scenario where it just took a bit. The judge call was, whose turn is it? Because they forgot where they were playing, what they were playing.
Where am I?
What we determined was that the person had drawn a card, said go, completely missed their turn, and then they swung with grief, and then they just both forgot whose turn it was.
So I wonder what... So obviously Ben does not have a Shieldred or anything that's just catastrophic. Otherwise they would have just slammed it down.
I believe... Okay.
It might be a Fable, possibly. Fable would make things interesting.
Yeah. Fable makes things interesting for 3 men. I think it is a Fable. I think I do see a Fable in here.
I believe it is Fable.
Yep.
And I believe this is just Ben saying, I got to play to my outs. I got to race. I got to get a threat out there. I got to get card selection. I got to do something.
Oh, for sure.
Because the end is nigh. Mm-hmm. And although it's only a 2/2, that is a mini Progenitus that Shane has on their board. So
it's
Hitotsugu, so it's gonna pop the Chalice and the Monastery Swift Spear. So we need to make sure they catch that. And that is
just catch it.
And this might be game because Shane is about to unleash a torrent of 1-mana spells.
But the thing is, maybe he did it because of what's in his hand. He might have Fatal Push. He might have all of this. But the thing is, with Sanctifier, I think we're still fine. As you can see, Shane's been kind of flooded also.
Shane's been flooded, but they have true names. So,
right, so Shane's going to take a second and read what this card does.
It exiles all graveyards, I believe, on the second rung. And the third one, it flips into a creature that when it deals 10 or more damage, you win the game.
Yeah.
I believe. So
I'm trying to decide why. I feel like the Fable would have been better there, but that's honestly a question.
I do think, Ben, that Hitotsugu really is just desperation because, like I said, Shane's about to just unleash a torrent of spells.
There's
that is a Rift Bolt.
Rift Bolt off the top. Is he going to scam it, though? Honestly.
Scam doesn't even do it. It taps the creature. It's going to tap the creature. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's
lethal. That's game.
That's 6. That's 6.
Oh, it's 6?
Yeah, that's 6. So, wait. Something else is happening.
All right, well, that's an uncrackable fetch land.
Yep.
That's another uncrackable fetch land.
Those are basically just...
Those
are Dave and Buster gift cards.
All right, so he does have a play. Okay, so it's not quite lethal, but
he is going to 3.
Ben dies to so many things here.
Yeah. Sacrifice will exile the...
Sacrifice? Yeah. Oh, that is true. It is exiled. That is exiled.
Oh, do we...
Stop the match.
Stop the match. Hang on. All right. Judge. Put the paper out. Judge. So what the catch is the grief shouldn't have come back. We have stopped the match. We are seeing what happens here. We will see what happens. Interesting stuff.
Interesting stuff. I don't think it matters. I mean, obviously you don't want the clock, but shout out to chat because we had a table spotter in there and they just let it happen.
Yeah,
So,
we went to fire Drew. So
yeah, Drew's fired.
that or get his haircut
Yeah,
at least.
Drew
At
haircut.
minimum needs to get a haircut. So
All right, so it looks like we have a decent amount of viewers, and I don't know, Will, I don't know about you, but I feel like a lot of the people who are viewing right now aren't currently following Southern Magic. So,
I don't know.
so if you haven't already, give us a follow because it really helps out the channel. We have a lot of content that we plan on coming out with,
Yep.
and this is just beginning. So
okay, so
feel
they
free to do
did
that.
put it in exile.
They did put it next out. I mean, that's the easy resolution. I think Ben is going to come to the conclusion that it doesn't really matter. I mean, there's just
Yep.
it's just kind of there's so much inevitability on Shane's side.
Yep.
Oh my
shoot.
God! Well, Shane better kill him now.
I believe that he's also at 3.
Yeah,
I
see,
believe-
he is at 3.
Yep. So he needs a bolt off the top.
Bolt now. This game got extremely.
This game has been great. Is it a bolt off the
It
top?
doesn't look like
Is
it.
it? Wait, he's tapping. He's tapping 2 red.
Is that a swift
What is
spear?
that?
Looks like a swift spear.
That's 2 red though.
2 red, or it might be rolling vortex.
I think it is rolling vortex. He put it in the one spot we have glare. This is the worst.
Shane is obviously an amateur when it comes to
Yes.
the feature match area. If that's a rolling vortex, that's also just game because now you can
Yup,
trigger on the
and
stack. You can
untap.
pay the 1 red. Yep, on the upkeep. That's it. That will do it.
He's reading it just to make sure.
He literally
Yep,
shows it,
that
and
is
I'll do
the
it.
game. That is game. That was insane.
That was an action. That game, I thought it went back and forth. I thought it was over for Ben. I thought it was over for Shane. But shout out to Sanctifier and Vec.
Yeah.
That card brought it home to Shane.
Yeah.